My Throwback Summer, where I talk about the films that turns 10 and 20 this week. The films turning 10, boy, I remember watching four of these movies in theaters like 10 years ago. Holy cow, I feel old. Films turning 10, we got Wanderlust, which is actually directed by Wet Hot American Summer director David Wayne, and is led by Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston. Of course, pretty much a Friends reunion right there. And here you got George, played by Paul Rudd, and Linda, played by Jennifer Aniston, who have pretty much overextended, overstressing lives in Manhattan, New York City. So George, pretty much loses his job, and he and Linda have pretty much little choice to but to move to Atlanta and save and stay with his terrible brother. And on the way, the couple have also happened upon elitism, which is the counterculture community. And it's actually a really fun little comedy. You had Jordan Peele in this, almost said Alan Alda was in this. David Wayne, of course, worked with Paul Rudd before on movies like Role Models and Wet Hot American Summer. And of course, Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston have worked together before on The Objects of My Affection. They were also on Friends together. So, those two really have great chemistry with one another. One really comedy that did not really get much love when it got released. But if you guys have not really seen Wanderlust, do yourself a favor. This movie is really hilarious to watch. Alright, also turning 10, we got Gone. Alright, Gone, starring Amanda Seyfried, who I love Amanda. She's always talented and all, but man, this movie was horrible. Here you got Amanda Seyfried, who plays Jill Parrish, who is trying to rebuild her life after surviving a terrifying kidnap attempt here, and she ends up pretty much taking one step towards normalcy by starting a new job, and of course, and pretty much her relative ends up getting kidnapped, so she gotta find out who's behind it. It had an interesting cast. You had the likes of Sebastian Stan. You had Emily Wickerson. You had some other cool folks, I believe Jennifer Carpenter was in this, if I'm not mistaken. But holy cow, this movie was not good at all. The acting of this thing was horrible. It dumb twisted turns. Oh boy, this movie was not a good one. Alright, also turning 10, we got Act of Valor, which is actually a movie directed by Need for Speed director Scott Way. And it's pretty much a movie that actually stars real life war vets, which I thought was nice and all, but to be honest, you really need actual professional actors. So yeah, Act of Valor was actually wasn't so bad. The action was cool. Really shows how intense war could get. And not a bad film here. And with the release of Tyler Perry's The Medea Homecoming premiering on Netflix, a film turning 10 years out, 10 years today, Tyler Perry had another film that premiered in February, and that was, of course, Tyler Perry's Good Deeds. Now, this stars Tyler Perry, who plays, he actually stars and directs this because I guess he couldn't find anyone else who actually saw this thing. Here he plays this wealthy businessman, Wesley Deeds, who pretty much whose life pretty much begins to change when he ends up meeting Lindsay Wakefield, played by Tendi, or now she goes by Tendi Newton. She's a struggling single mother who has just been evicted, and Wesley offers to help Lindsay get back on her feet and all. And there's a romance that's sparking. The two really had cool chemistry for one another. You also had Claire Huxtable herself. Felicia Rashad was also in this, so that was really cool to watch. The movie actually wasn't so bad. This definitely is not like a Medea movie or anything like that, but it's a really decent film. Tyler Perry, he really shows that he is actually capable enough, cool actor here. Although sometimes he gets a little better when he's actually acting in movies that he's not directing sometimes, whether it's Gone Girl or Those Who Wish Me Dead. Tyler Perry is actually a capable, cool actor. Come on, remember he was in 2009 Star Trek movie? Who remembers that one? But that aside, he was actually not so bad in this. Felicia Rashad was really cool in this. Really decent little film. Alright, not a lot of great 20 years films this week. But films turning 20, we got Dragonfly, which stars Kevin Costner, and this movie was horrible. There's Monsoon Wedding, which is actually not so bad. It's directed by Mira Nair. It's actually like a Bollywood-based movie, and it does have like a big Indian cast. It actually is like one of my favorite like Indian-based movies there was. So not really bad little film here. Last but not least, Queen of the Damned. Pretty much the follow-up to Vampire Interview with the Vampire. Starring Stuart Townsend, who plays Vampire Lestat. Sadly, this was also the final film for singer slash actress Aaliyah, who sadly passed away after this movie's release. Margaret T. Monroe. I mean, this movie is horrible. It's a laughable bad film. Uh, it's a shame that Aaliyah only had like two movies that she did before she passed. I mean, she was actually pretty good in Romeo Must Die with Jet Li and DMX, but this one, yeah, this was not so good at all. So, yeah, I cannot really recommend Queen of the Dam that much. But that's pretty much it here. Let me leave you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? The 10-year one, I'm gonna go Wanderlust, and the 20-year one, I'm gonna go with Monsoon Wedding. Anyway, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notification. This is Simon Sayo.